Hey there, Patriots. This is Short Lord Patriot coming at you with another one. Um, it seems like this whole fiasco with the migrants coming into New York and Eric Adams being upset with Kathy Hochul and Kathy Hochul being upset with Biden, and that whole trio is leading more towards um, like something sneaky between the three of them. And I actually uh, mentioned something about this on one of my last videos a few days ago. But before we get into it, I want to thank all the new subscribers and everyone checking out my content. Don't forget to please comment, like, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by my birthday this month. So just on your way by, just subscribe, check on my content, leave comments, and yeah, hopefully I can get that by the 15th of September. But as the thumbnail says, it looks like this whole fighting between the Democrats about all the migrants coming into New York, it's all a farce. And it's something that I brought up, and a lot of people know, but they're not really talking about it. The whole influx of all these immigrants coming in, and all of a sudden, flooding the Democratic cities and states that say that they, sanctuary states and stuff. It's all by design. California started it when they wanted to implement driver's licenses to all illegals, and everyone knows that all you need is a driver's license in order to vote certain ways, because it's a form of ID. So the Democrats are very sneaky with what they're doing, and Eric Adams did not hold his tongue last year. I believe it was a year and a half ago, when he said that he wanted to let, I believe it was 80,000 illegals vote, and that was struck down. But now they're coming up with a new way, and I want everybody to pay attention to this. So listen to what these news reporters got to say on CBS News, and you'll see what I'm getting at.
The Biden administration and the public officials of New York City are in deep disagreement over immigration. The New York mayor and governor have asked for increased federal support to handle migrants in the state. Business leaders, including Paramount Global, CBS's parent company, called on the administration to address what they described as a humanitarian crisis. Now, in the first response, administration officials are putting the responsibility back on the city and state. CBS News immigration reporter Camilo Montoya Galvez joins us to talk more. Camilo, remind us of the present situation and what it is that New York officials want.
Good evening, John. Whether you want to call it a crisis or not, and you want to use a different term, it is absolutely true that New York City right now is facing dire and formidable humanitarian and operational challenges when it comes to housing tens of thousands of migrants and asylum seekers who are in need of shelter. The city is currently housing nearly 60,000 migrants across over 200 facilities, including hotels, homeless shelters, and now John F. Kennedy Airport.
Okay, he's saying 60,000. I've been keeping up on this, and last month they said that it was 100,000. Okay, so how they're dropping in numbers, but yet they're saying that thousands are coming in every day, at least up to 1,500 per day, is beyond me. How they're saying now is just 60,000. If you ask me, I think New York has probably been hit the most, only because they're willing to talk about it, whereas California, they don't care. They'll accept anybody. They don't keep up with numbers. That's why California is so deep blue. But if you ask me, I'd say that the amount of migrants that are in New York, if I had to guess, is definitely over 100,000. If anything, it's got to be somewhere near 200,000. They're just trying to scatter them around. But listen to what this man says, and you'll see my point about this whole farce of Eric Adams and Kathy Hochul fighting and arguing, saying that we need more help, and Biden has to do his job, and now it's a humanitarian crisis for migrants and asylum seekers. No, it's all the same thing. Okay, they're in on it, and they know what they want to do, and you'll hear what he has to say.
city, for over a year now, as you know, John, has been asking the administration, the federal government, for millions of dollars in federal assistance to declare a national emergency on this issue and to implement a strategy that diverts migrants to other places in addition to New York so they can resettle in places away from the city. Most importantly, however, they have been asking the administration to grant migrants in the city and other places legal status so they can apply for work authorization earlier on in the process. Right now, because of a...
There you go. You see what they're doing? You see the fast one they're trying to pull? Grant them legal status so like that they can, they can assimilate better in society. They're not stupid. This is the plan the whole time. Cause the chaos, let them all in, flood the cities, okay? If you can get the red states, get the red states, okay? They know how many are coming in. That's why Mayorkas and them, they never have a definite number of saying how many illegals have gotten away, how many illegals have been sent back, how many illegals are here. Because then what they do, when they start flooding the cities and all that, and they know that people like Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis, they're not going to want this in their state, so what are they going to do? They're going to fight back and say, no, you take them. And then they come out and say, oh, boo-hoo, whining and crying and bitching and moaning, we need more money. So billions are pumped in by the federal government, money that the Biden administration won't give to the people in Maui, okay? Won't give to the veterans that need it, okay? Won't give it to the homeless people that need it. Won't even give it to hardworking taxpayers that are really struggling right now. But no, we'll pay for the migrants, we'll give them housing, we'll scatter them around, and to make things better, to help them, we'll give them legal status. And they're all in on it, and that's what they want. This man, Eric Adams, Kathy Hochul, okay, Chuck Schumer, Biden, Kamala Harris, AOC, all of them. That's what they want. The more migrants to come in, let it be a strain on society. Then they call it a humanitarian crisis. It's a humanitarian crisis from before they even crossed the border. But they'd rather have the humanitarian crisis here on American soil and then turn it around and send some lapdog like this with his soft voice saying, we got to do the right thing and we're trying to help them, because they're really displaced and this and that. So, we're pushing for, legalization. Right off the bat, without anybody being vetted, without the proper resources, taking from the American taxpayer like me and you, whoever's watching this, and then making it seem like, oh, if we don't, how do we call ourselves America? Americans, land of the free, people that, a country that wants to help, an open country that accepts everybody. Then they're going to push that narrative. But let's continue.
Federal law dating back to the 1990s, migrants, most of them at least, have to first formally apply for asylum and then wait an additional 180 days from the day they file that application to be eligible for a work permit. And that is a major issue because the city obviously wants these migrants, John, to be self-sufficient.
Right. And so what?
No, the city doesn't want them to be self-sufficient. The politicians running the city want them to be self-sufficient. Does anybody see what's going on? Okay, they have a law in place that they got to wait 180 days before they can apply for anything. So if they came in today, September 5th, okay, they have to wait how long? 6 months. But when does voting start? Think about that, people. So what they want, they already know we got 60,000 migrants. Let's all give them legal status. They know who can and who can't vote, who's old enough. Why do you think there's more grown men and women instead of children? So out of those 60,000, let's not even say it's 100,000. Out of those 60,000, let's say 55,000 are adults that can vote. So you give them legal status. Okay, you rush it through because now they're going to use words like we want them to be self-sufficient, knowing that there's no housing for the homeless people, regular homeless people. Their jobs are scarce. So even if you gave them legal status and you kept them in New York, Where are they going to live? Who's going to pay for it? Who's going to hire people that are coming from 131 different countries? I think it's 135 different countries. Who's teaching them how to speak English, to communicate, to learn the culture, to learn the ways, to learn American law? Nobody. And they don't care about that. They just want to know that we just made you legal. When you go to the voting booth, vote Democrat. And then when it gets really crowded, they'll come out and say, well, you know what? They're American citizens. Now you can't stop them from moving into your red state. Moving into your little town. Because they have legal status now. I'm telling you, I've been trying to bite my tongue for so long, but these Democrats are so freaking wicked and evil. Because the Democrats know that they're losing. They're losing the black and Latino vote. They're losing the minority vote. And what do they want to do? Now they want to start legalizing immigrants. Because they know that come this voting term and come next year, they are toast. They are toast. But let's continue.
What is the administration response? What did they address in those complaints or those requests from New York? And then what did they leave out?
Well, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas directed a team at the Department of Homeland Security, John, to review this issue, and they came back to him with several recommendations. They are urging city officials to improve information gathering on the migrants they have in their custody at these shelters. They're asking city officials to improve the guidance and information that they offer to migrants on how the asylum and work permit application systems work. And
you know, Mayorkas is a freaking traitor. And I tell you one thing right now. When Donald Trump gets back into the White House, I hope, and I really hope, that the Republicans will band together and they will go after this man for the traitor that he is to this country. You know, he's going to talk about implementing these provisions now, to do this now, when they're already deep into the country. When his job is to freaking stop them at the border and do these things at the border. But no, let them in and then come back to me and tell me what we can do. Because I think that we can do this, 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 and this. But wait a minute. Aren't those things supposed to be done at the border first? It's called vetting and finding out who should be coming in and who shouldn't. Mayorkas is a freaking traitor to this country. And so is Joe Biden. And anybody that stands behind the Democrats right now with what they're doing, in my eyes, they're traitors also to this country. That you have, it's not that they have no idea the chaos that they're causing, is that they don't care. That's just the bottom line. They don't freaking care. But let's continue.
They're saying that the city should offer more lawyers and case managers to migrants so they can leave the shelter system earlier on more quickly. But notably, John, these recommendations and this new statement by the Department of Homeland Security does not address that important call from New York officials and others in other cities for these migrants to receive a temporary legal status like TPS or something known as parole that will allow them to apply for work permits without that 180-day waiting period for asylum cases. And I've been told by current and former U.S. officials that the reason that the administration has been reluctant to take these measures, John, is because they are concerned about encouraging more unlawful crossings along the U.S.-Mexico border, about incentivizing more people to come here because of generous immigration announcements, and because they're worried about Republican-led states suing them over this measure and over these steps.
Well, you know what? That's all bullshit. And every state that's against this should sue the administration. Let's put it this way, people. All right. A mother in California just won a lawsuit against the school board that was trying to transition her daughter to be a boy. She won. Okay. Her daughter detransitioned. As a matter of fact, they made a movie about it that's coming out, I believe, on the channel Epic Times or Epic News. Okay. And I've always told people, if you want to get back at all these radical people that are trying to hurt the children, bring up the lawsuits. And my recommendation to all the states, do the same thing against the Biden administration, against Homeland Security, against Mayorkas, against every single person that lets these illegals come across that border without vetting them and just letting them into the country. That's how you hurt them, through lawsuits. Because the Democrats don't have a problem suing anybody and making them broke, just for lies. So now they're going to try to play it right before voting season. You see how they're trying to spin it now? Oh, we don't want to put the strain on nobody, and we don't want any backlash because we're trying to do the right thing. No, you're done screwed up. How's the old saying going in the South? You done screwed the pooch. Okay? You could have stopped all this at the border from day one, Biden. From day one. Going on nearly 4 years, you could have stopped it. But no, day one, you decided to say, no, the border is open. And now millions of illegals have come in. Now they're flooding the big cities. Now they want to skirt around and say, oh, if we just speed it up, it'll help them out because then they can go and do what? Find jobs that we can't find? Pay bills that we can't pay? I keep it close here to the ground, people. I know that the illegals are getting a fat paycheck every month from the government. And if people don't believe it, you're naive. Or you just really don't know. But trust me, the government is giving them money. Okay? Every single month. More than what some people are living on now. I've heard in some cases up to $2,200 a month. Okay? And that could be, for all we know, per person. Who knows how much they're giving per family. Enough is enough. Because, the Democrats will start something thinking that they're going to hurt one side, but they know that it's going to hurt both sides. So they try to cause the chaos, and then try to come out and try to be the solution to fix it. But that's never the intention. The intention is to only cause the chaos, so they could spin it around and stay in power. But let's finish this off.
So you fix the problem in New York and you create a new one at the border. What's the response been from the mayor and other New York officials?
Well, in a statement, the mayor's office said that they are grateful that the federal government is now engaging with them on this issue, publicly at least, but they are saying that this is not enough. They are asking the administration to declare a national emergency on this crisis. They say that action will allow FEMA and other federal agencies to more quickly distribute federal funds to New York. And again, they're calling on the administration, just like Chicago, Denver, and other places, for a expedited process for these people to apply for work permits. And the only way the administration can do that is by, again, granting these migrants legal status. But politically, right now, the administration does not see itself in a place where it can do so.
Okay, I'm just going to end it right there because I'm totally freaking disgusted. First of all, FEMA, in my eyes, FEMA better not give one damn dime towards this problem if they cannot help the people in Maui. FEMA just said that their funds are depleted, that they could only do but so much in Hawaii. So now this man is saying that, oh, now they're going to, call on FEMA also? I thought they were broke. Oh, wait a minute. Does FEMA have one purse for illegal immigrants, one purse for Americans? Because it seems like right now, the purse that they have for the illegals holds a lot more freaking cash than the purse that they have holding money for Americans. And you see how he mentioned it again. He said the word legal status at least, 3 times, if I'm correct? That's what they want, people. They want the illegals to be legalized so they can run up the ballot. That's all it is at the end of the day. The Democrats keeping power. And they'll do it by any means necessary. It's wicked and it's evil. Remember that when you go vote. Anyway, I'm True Outlaw Patriot. Hope you like the content. Please comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. Again, I'm trying to get 100 subscribers by September 15th, my birthday. I want to keep this channel going. I want to be a voice for the people and help. I'm not trying to belittle anybody. I'm just trying to get the word out because there is so much censorship going on. There is so much misinformation out there. So many people are being lied to. And especially in my hometown of New York, who I have born and raised, okay, and my family, we know we're on the ground. We know what's going on. It's not what AOC's telling you and Eric Adams and Kathy Holcomb. That's not what's going down. So remember, stay vigilant, keep praying, and keep praying for each other. Peace.